All right, everybody, welcome to our Saturday special. As you know, we always talk about recruiting is the lifeblood of any program, recruiting, development, and culture. And Notre Dame, a team we hit on this week, new coach Marcus Freeman's done an incredible job, and we thought, you know what? Let's get one of the standouts from the Notre Dame class to come on here and talk about it. Four-star outside linebacker. Dude can play a lot of different positions, but this is outside linebacker, Mr. Drayk Bowen. Drayk, what's up, man?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Definitely. Well, I want to jump right into it. You know, having Coach Freeman there, and I know you've been recruited for a while. I mean, you just don't start getting recruited your senior year. That's not how it works. But what's the main difference you've seen in the way that Coach Freeman has handled recruiting, and what was the main thing that got you ready to go ahead and pull the trigger to play for the Fighting Irish?
He really gets to know you on a personal level. So he's not just like kind of focused on football or, just you. He kind of gets to know your whole family. Kind of everything you're doing, your likes, your dislikes, kind of just everything you want to do in your day-to-day life, he wants to know about. He gets to know your whole family. So, like, I had three brothers and two brothers and a sister, and then a stepmom, stepdad, and then my mom and dad. And, he got to know every single one of them. He invited all of us up there for camps and stuff like that. And so he sat down with every single one of them, talked about what his plan was with me while I was there, kind of gave them comfort and also gave me comfort. So that was probably the biggest thing, is that he got to know everybody in my family on a personal level.
Without a doubt. Again, if you're going to ask a guy to run through a wall for you, you better trust you and he better get to know you. But, Drayk, having a head coach that is the defensive mind that Marcus Freeman is, Al Golden coming in as the DC, that whole staff, how excited are you and what are some things you're working on? I know you got a big year coming up and you don't want to look past it, but how excited are you to be able to go play for two defensive minds like that? And what are some areas of your game that you're looking to improve on as you get ready to take that next step?
So I was super excited when he got named head coach, and then just kind of waiting to see who we would bring in. I knew it was going to be somebody good just from talking with him over the phone and stuff like that. But Coach Golden was great in the NFL. He brought the Bengals to the Super Bowl. I think it's great for basically any linebacker, because the defense was already a linebacker's dream. Now you just stack on another defensive coach. And so it's kind of perfect for a linebacker. I've really just wanted to work on a lot of handwork, block destruction. That was one area where I was kind of weaker at, and this year I've actually really improved on it. So that's always something that I can improve on even farther. So that was probably the biggest area of my game that I need to work on.
Without a doubt.
Well, Drayk, you got scholarship offers from nearly every top program in the country. Did you always have your heart set on playing for Notre Dame, or were you seriously considering some of these other programs?
I was really, really considering other programs. When Notre Dame first offered me, I wasn't too hot on it. I didn't want to stay up north. I wanted to go down south. I wanted to go SEC. That was always my big thing is SEC or bust, basically. And so, I actually really like Alabama was my dream school. I really liked them. My aunt and uncle, they actually went there,
Really?
And then my aunt's dad went there and played baseball, so they were always on in the house every Saturday, and so they were where I wanted to go. It didn't work out, and kind of Notre Dame just kept on telling me the stuff like I wanted to hear, and basically just I fell in love with the place.
Man, it's funny how that works out in recruiting a lot of times.
Right?
One of the words I keep hearing with your style of play is your versatility. You're an outside linebacker. You can go stand up over a slot. You can even put your hand in the ground and rush the edge. How do you think Notre Dame will utilize you once you get to campus?
So they've said they want me mainly as an inside, but they don't necessarily know where I'm going to play, just because they said I can do basically everything. So it just depends on my size, basically, is what they said. I can play the rover position. I can play both insides. Eventually, they want me to be able to play both insides. And if I'm big enough, they said possibly the stand-up DN position. So those, basically, they said I could play all four.
It's great to have options.
Drayk, how big are you right now, just real quick? What size are you at right now?
6'2" and 231.
That'll
Feels
do it.
great.
That's where
Yeah.
you want to be.
Coming downhill at you.
God, inside, outside. The
Air
kid,
Goodman
The kid
coming
can
at
do
you.
it all. And Drake, I know we're talking about football, but I want to talk about Notre Dame as a university, just the culture and the foundation. Going from a high school to college, what's one thing you're kind of looking forward to when you make that transition and you step on campus?
I would say probably just the level of competition. And when you're in high school, you have your goals and you want stuff, but maybe not everybody else wants that. And when you get to college, everybody has the same goal. You all want to get to the next level. So I would say that part of level of competition when you get there is the biggest thing I'm looking forward to.
Love that. And is there a certain goal you want to reach this year in high school? A certain amount of tackles, or one thing other than block destruction, somewhat that you want to get better at, and maybe kind of make a little memories in high school?
I would say improve my sacks from last year. I think like 5 or 6. That would be another thing I would want, and then probably interceptions and pass deflections.
Nice.
Yeah, Drake, I do want to ask you while we have you again, the best recruiters are always the players and the guys that are committed in the class. Y'all have a great looking class right now. Obviously, you're not done. Are you one of the main guys out there helping recruit? Are you messaging other guys and putting on your recruiting hat, as we used to tell guys?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yep, that's something I like to do. I fell in love with the university. I fell in love with Coach Freeman, so I kind of like to give other players like the reasons why I did, and so kind of maybe it can relate. I know there's other players in our class, like Braylon James does a great job on the offensive side with some of the wide receivers and quarterbacks and stuff like that. And then 2024, CJ Carr is doing the same thing. So I think we as players, fell in love with the campus and the coaches and like to tell other players and kind of relate why we did, and maybe they can understand a little bit.
Yeah, well, you're not even the only Bowen in the class. I mean, it seems like every guy with the last name like yours, they're out there offering. But Drake, last question. Again, I know you've got a long career ahead of you. I know you want to get your degree, have a chance to play in the NFL. But I'm getting kind of a feeling from talking to you that you may want to put on a headset one day when you get done playing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
But why? What is the main thing about coaching that once you get into it, I mean, is it affecting young men's lives? Obviously, we're competitive, man. Hell, I'm as competitive as anybody. They just don't let me play anymore. Is it somewhere you want to keep the competitiveness going and being able to affect young men for the better?
Yes, sir. I would say that, and I'd also say I love this game. I've always talked with my parents and like other people, and they always are like, you just see it different than everybody else. So that'd be another thing is I don't know if I could ever go away from the game of football, while also being able to stay around the game, coach players up, give them advice and stuff like that. So I think those are pretty big things that I want to do.
Yeah, well, shoot, I can't get away from the game, whether it's playing, coaching, or now talking about it. But Drake, man, I can't wait to see you. You got an unbelievably bright future, man. Congrats on the success. And I will say this, enjoy your senior year, brother. I know guys like me and everybody else that hit you up talking about Notre Dame, but enjoy your senior year. You'll never get another one of those, man. There's some of the best memories you'll ever have, but I really appreciate you coming on, and we're rooting for you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, man. Let's do it again.
Yes, sir.